What would you say is the state of the industry right now with regards to actuation?
Regarding actuators, in fact, more and more they go to communication by Fieldbus. So we think about Fieldbus, Modbus, and other systems. But okay, the bus systems, the Fieldbus systems are, let's say, the last thing which is very popular.
And what are then the advantages for the end user?
The advantages for the end user is that the communication is much simpler. In that way that everything is available. All information about the status of the actuators can be communicated. All the commands can very easily flow from the master system to the actuator. Also the wiring of the system becomes much simpler, much cheaper in fact. These are the main advantages.
Okay, and here comes the tricky question. What could be the disadvantages?
Okay, there are also disadvantages. Man must admit that. Mostly the disadvantage has to do with the people on site. So the technicians must be trained to handle this system, such as Profibus, because it's a little bit hocus pocus, and when they are not used to work with it, they are not able to do some searching when there are faults. That's in fact the disadvantage. Let's say the technicians has to be trained.
Okay, so you mentioned technician training. Is that the responsibility of you, the actuator supplier?
Not really, because when we are delivering our actuator with the bus system, of course we give all information such as manuals, operation instructions, wiring diagrams and such on. But in fact, the protocol, the Profibus protocol, for instance, is an independent organization, and they organize also trainings for these people. So it is better that these people are following a training in that matter.
Okay, now perhaps a tricky question. Suppose I as an end user buy some of your products which are, let's say, Profibus connectivity. How do I know they'll work properly with actuators from a different manufacturer?
In fact, that should be no problem. Our actuators are, of course, certified by the organization. When other brands of actuators are also certified by the actuator, the customer is sure that, in fact, it should function with his master system according to that specific protocol. So there should be no problem.
Final question. Tell me about Evergem.
Okay, Evergem is a village in the neighborhood of Ghent, where there are locks, big locks, where the ships are passing. And a few years ago, we have delivered 18 actuators for opening slides, which are in the doors of the locks. And this is all these actuators are commanded by Profibus. So this, the meaning is, in fact, when they open these slides, they are getting the same level of water on both sides of the locks, and then they can open the door. And this is functioning for some years, and it's functioning very good. Client is very satisfied.
So it's a nice example of flow control.
Certainly, yes. And also of communication by means of Profibus.